Hey, editing Madhouse here, and I know it's super early for editing Madhouse, but I just want to come out and say that this is a very long video about Tōkon, okay? When you clicked on it, it's what you asked for, all right? So what I want to say is take your time with it, you know, we're going to timestamp it so you can jump around if you wish, and just vibe out, you know, it's not that deep. People ask for a Tōkon video, and you definitely got one. So, you know, enjoy.
The Run Back.
Hey, TCB faithful, this is the Final Boosh.
And this is Madhouse.
And we wanted this review of Marvel Tōkon Fighting Souls to be a more structured written review, but it turns out that we have too many varying opinions on certain aspects of the game. So for this one, we're going to be talking generally off the cuff. We'll try to keep it a bit more neat for you guys so you can follow and just, you know, hear us out. That's all. Just hear us out. Don't hate the video. Just hear us out.
Oh, watch it first, but let's get started.
All right. So maybe for the sake of being different for this kind of video for the first time, maybe we should start off with like a lightning round on what you like about the game, what you dislike about the game. And then later on, when we know how long this is, we'll go in more depth about certain elements of it. You cool with that?
So what I like about the game.
What do you like about the game?
I like the game aesthetically, sort of. The game is very appealing to look at. Little Timmy will be very happy.
I wasn't like big on the graphics at first, and some designs I'm not big on. Like I hate the Spider-Man design. I think it's way too busy.
I do think the Spider-Man design is a little too busy.
But that's rectified with some of the colors. Like I seen like a Captain Marvel costume where she was like had white hair and blue, and I'm like, damn, that almost looked like a new character.
No, I love Captain Marvel design in this game.
No, I don't have a problem with him.
It's very adorable.
I think one of the worst designs is just Spider-Man.
It's not like his design is super bad. It's just that I think it's just the colors they choose to. Like Spider-Man's better when he don't have a lot going on. He's such a mobile character.
I don't like the big Sony style like M he has on there. I don't like it's too many colors going on. I don't like his shower shoes. It's just weird. I don't like it. But you know, I'm not a big fan of Danger. Too, I think they took a cool character and just kawaii-ed and it looks lame. I think it looks absolutely lame.
She should have been an insane AI.
Yeah, they turned her into Aegis from Persona. I mean, that's fine, I guess, if you like generic anime slop, but she had her own character. She had her own thing going on. But you just turned her to a completely different character.
How do humans work? Ooh.
Like no. She's supposed to be constantly training people and being ready for dumb shit.
She still sort of do that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
she does it more kawaii.
Yeah. It's just annoying. Who else do I don't like? I think Hulk looks really cool.
Yeah, I like how he back to looking like Bert. I mean Bert. Yeah, Ernie or Bert. I forget what we used to call him.
Yeah.
But I like how he back to looking like a very square-ish design, as opposed to the old school sexy Hulk. Let's fuck.
Yeah.
Or shit like that.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Cap's design.
You don't like his little stripe jacket?
I don't like his freedom jacket. I don't know, it's weird. Like it just
He shop at the same store Jan went to.
It doesn't, yeah, he went to the Strive store for
the Burlington Cool Factory, yeah. Throwback.
I don't like the jacket. I think the jacket's like just really over designed. I think Cap works better when he looks really simple.
Obviously, Magic looked great. You can't fuck with her design. She barely got clothes on.
She barely got changed.
She barely got clothes on to begin with.
Just give a blonde with big hips, booty shorts, and a bra, and there you go. That's your character design. I mean, typically, she's one of the more faithful characters in the game.
I'm not a big fan of Storm's design.
Really? I think Storm looks great.
I'm not sure. I missed the 90s Storm.
Okay, the Jim Lee Storm?
Yeah. And I like the in-between period where she had the black on.
I get what you're saying.
Those two, I think, are peak. I think Vis's Storm just a tad overly designed.
Really? I think she's one of the closest characters, like other than Magic, who is literally just Magic. I think that Storm's design is a really good like consolidation of a whole lot of other Storms.
I like how Iron Man is like more anime mecha looking.
Yeah. I don't mind Iron Man's design,
especially he got his 80s costumes in his game. If I'm gonna play Iron Man, I'm picking an 80s costume.
Yeah. they did a good job with those
golden age, I guess.
Those golden age costumes. I gotta like. I've seen a costume with Captain America in his normal outfit, and he looks really fucking good.
I seen that too.
I think it's before the game prior. They were like, "Yo, can you just make it look different. I think that's when they made the change. But
Carnage looked good, obviously.
I don't like Carnage.
His proportions.
Carnage has that weird like autism, standing on your tippy toes bullshit, and it doesn't. Most character designs, I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm like, why is he standing like that? And when we're fighting, and when I'm looking at the character, that's all I can stare at.
Because he's feral.
No,
feral.
That's all I can stare at because it's so unnecessary, and it's an unnecessary part of his stance.
He's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. That's why he got the autism feet.
Okay, man, then just make the wiggling creepier. I don't want to look at his weird autism feet.
He pulsate. He all jiggling and
I
shit.
know, but I ignore every time I play Carnage, even mid-match, I'm looking at his feet. And it's not like a fetish thing. It's just, it looks weird how he has his whole rest of his soul, his Marvel Tōkon fighting soul, and he's just not using it, and it's triggering me.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, he's not using the rest of his foot. He's just kind of standing like this, like with like the fingers of his toes, and it's just weird and it looks stupid. I think it's that one thing that kind of brings that design like over the top and makes it look stupid. Just use your whole foot, dude. What are you doing? Who else can we talk about? I think fucking Champion looks cool.
Yeah.
Both forms. Wrestler, I think they both
do have to. I didn't even know he had two forms.
Yeah. He has the swag form. He has his he has a swag form, and then he has like the big wrestler form from Dial from Monkey.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up. Do anybody remember Dial M for Monkey? Because it's a Dexter short about a superhero monkey fucking a human.
Yeah, that's the premise.
Agent Honeydew, I think her name was.
Yeah, Agent Honeydew. He fucks Agent Honeydew, and he does it really early too, like the second episode.
So
Simeon, are you fucking that human?
It's an episode with
it's
a guy
first
called.
episode. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
The Lava Monster was the first episode.
It's the first. It's one of the few first episodes with a guy called Wrestler.
It's the Lava Monster, Wrestler, and then there's Simeon.
Simeon! So be it! There's a Dexter Laboratory review now.
Yeah, welcome to the Dexter Laboratory podcast. Go ahead.
He voiced by Macho Man. Like, ooh, yeah!
I do not like you, samurai.
Like, shit like that. So it's really cool fucking character.
It's hard to do that voice and not touch your fucking glasses.
Like, really cool fucking character. So this entire game is just Dial M for Monkey episode like 2 or 3.
And that's another pro. I think I like how stupid the plot is. It's not taking themselves seriously. I don't like the whole stupid name thing, but that's part of the story.
Yeah, they're teams.
Yeah, they're teams, I guess. And
what I don't like is when the characters are being called and it's like, and it's all hype and it's actually pretty fucking good. Like his team's going to a fight. But then they do it the annoying thing where the whole thing plays out.
You're talking about pre-fight.
Yeah, pre-fight.
When they're doing the eye catch or some shit
when
like
they
that.
at the stadium.
Yeah.
The Marvel Genius and shit like that.
Yeah.
So they at the stadium and you see the stage in the orb, so you know it's anticipation.
Yeah.
Then they go to the stage and start talking. Why can't they talk at the stadium?
It really should have been. They're in this hologram room or whatever the fuck they takes into the level, and they're walking through the smoke,
like the crowd swelling, the smoke everywhere.
And during that moment, they should walk up, and that's when they should have their character interact.
Oh yeah, Rogan, you can do that. I got claws.
It feels so backwards because I can understand if the match happened and they didn't like meet and they had this whole thing with their clash, right? And that's like the eye catch. I can understand like them not talking if that never happens. But what's the point of saving that part when they're in game? That doesn't make any sense to me.
You can do it at the most hype moment.
So ideally it would go, the crowd is going wild or some dumb shit. And then they come out the smoke and they read their team affiliation names. And then the two leaders exchange dialogue and then they run at each other.
Stage, and then you start the fight.
Then you start the fight. I don't understand why it's so backwards. It's the same thing. It feels like the outro has like 45 different endings. I like how characters have the like little jingles like Smash Bros.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I just don't like
it's
how
just nitpicky.
We're nitpicking before we start getting to the heavy stuff.
At first, I wasn't vibing with the soundtrack, but it's actually pretty decent.
Well, I think
nothing compared to Marvel. No,
I think the threshold nowadays for artists and work is: are you as pompous as Strut?
Oh, this game's definitely not as pompous.
Do you play a match and you're still in the opening guitar licks of your song? Biking song is a war crime, and I know I used that joke twice, but Biking song is so fucking stupid with the kill to death ratio on Strike. It makes no fucking sense. So I'm glad that Tōkon remembers that fighting games need to get started, with their music so people can get hype, even if you can't hear it. people need to understand what the theme is before the match is over. People need to get hype.
Yeah.
And for what that said, the individual tracks, like I think like a lot of the tracks sound good.
Well, it's two types of themes in Tōkon. There's like
Arena theme.
no, not that literally.
Oh, you mean like two? Okay, what?
There's two types of themes. It's the ones that are kind of forgettable, but then there's the ones that really stand out. And then even the ones that's kind of forgettable have parts that really stand out.
Well, I can tell you for free, I don't like Captain America's.
I don't remember Captain America.
I don't think it fits Captain. Exactly, you don't remember Captain America. I don't think it fits Captain America at all.
We know Magic Theme.
Magic Theme's the best theme in the game. It might as well just be an old like Guilty Gear song. And
actually, War theme is actually pretty good.
Who?
War. Yeah.
Who's War?
The robot girl.
Danger?
Dangerous. Shit. Sorry. I don't know why I called her War.
Look,
Danger theme is actually pretty good. Like
Danger
Spider-Man
theme,
if Spider-Man theme wasn't so repetitive, it'd be godlike.
I like Spider-Man's theme.
I know, but it's like they repeat the part too much.
I don't like how Spider-Man looks, but I like how Spider-Man sounds.
Spider-Man theme is good when it gets started. It repeats too much.
Goblin's theme is the same thing. Goblin theme is really strong at the beginning, but after they get past that main like, and then you get towards the end of the song, it just repeats the same thing over and over again. So it's a little Strive like. It starts up in Strive like. I'm not saying every Strive song is bad. I like The Circle. That's really good. Like there's some good songs, but the majority of the Strive soundtrack is pompous dog shit.
You know, instead of giving Captain or Miss Marvel, because they keep switching it back and forth.
I'm like, that's okay.
Instead of giving her an actual decent theme, she got the local May theme.
Yeah. That theme's really gay. I don't like it. It's stupid. I hate when they do like the give. I don't know, like she could have been given something better. It's just generic stuff. Hulk theme is really cool.
Never heard it.
It's okay. Star-Lord's theme is
alright. I love Star-Lord's
It's alright. I like it.
Yeah,
so,
it fits the character. It's good.
Yeah. So overall,
the music's solid.
It's a really like Dasuke put the fries in a bag bullshit. Like I keep going back to Strive, but it's really distracting how Guilty Gear XX had one of the best soundtracks of fighting games. And then you turn around and X3rd was okay. X3rd has a lot of good.
I wouldn't push it out of bed.
Yeah. It has a lot of good tracks. It's not double X fighting.
I don't like Slayer's theme again. Yeah, but the theme's still good. I don't like Eno's theme, but the theme's still good.
I don't like saxophone farting.
But the theme itself is still good.
It's might as well just give me the fat trumpet for Slayer's theme.
Okay, it's not you don't have eyes on your head or Midnight Carnival or whatever her theme was called in that game. I think Midnight Carnival is a boss theme.
Well, I mean it's cool, but it's like, and I know we're sticking a while for the music, but that's a big part of Arx's games for us. Double X, I fucking love every track in the game for the most part. I know I said in the past that like Potenkin, Milia, all those guys kind of have boring themes, and they're still good. And then Guilty Gear Asuka has really fantastic music. That's probably some of my favorite music in the series.
Yeah, but you act like XR got like you still got Juno's theme.
I'm not saying the XR soundtrack is bad.
Yeah,
it's better than Strive.
Fucking Answer,
and that's the point.
Raven.
I know we're sticking to Guilty Gear a little bit. I know we're sticking to Guilty Gear a little bit. Our point is that
it's like talking about Blade Roar and not talking about the music.
Yeah, like we have to talk about the music as a whole because Strive is a really big letdown. So we just want to emphasize how much better Tōkon soundtrack is in comparison.
Every theme in Strive.
Okay, but we're done talking about Strive.
We're done talking about Strive.
So overall, the music
is decent.
Is a net positive.
It's a net positive. So we should talk about the first controversial thing before we talk about the second most controversial thing, and that's this thing that the game is essentially a PlayStation port on a PC.
Oh, you mean the fucking Sony psyop that made this game, the PC version of the game, bad in order to persuade people to get a PS5?
Because they fucking lost their minds apparently.
No, they're big time villains now. They're big time. It's not even like Machiavellian or anything. They're just fucking like, what's a guy named Draken from Kim Possible now? But Dalim for Monkey, Kim Possible references, like can you tell that were boomers?
How can you not love this channel?
Yeah, I mean, luckily for us, it runs fine on our PC. It's shitty that we can't win the lottery, but we can win this shit, right? So it runs fine for our PC. We don't really have any issues. No, I mean, I would say any issues. We don't have any issues at all.
I mean, our PC is like
it's new. It's not even fairly new. It's brand new. So that's probably helping the situation.
And it's built for it's not built for graphics, but it's built for processing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess
I'm not
a big computer guy, but one of my specifications was I want it for processing for editing and stuff. And this is probably helping because this game is absolutely like just fucking people's PCs up.
I mean, that don't stop the fact that when I cut the game on initially, like the first couple of times, it took like 6-7 minutes for it to 6 to 7 minutes for it to actually boot up, because they're too busy booting up all the background shit.
Yeah, they got to boot up the 5 layers of anti-piracy. You got to put in the spy cameras. You got to fucking, like, I don't know. It's super weird and it's super controlling. I don't understand why I got to log in to PSN in order to play a PC game. I mean, all that shit is really stupid, and it's going to factor into the score, because at the end of the day, I don't like what Sony's doing here. I don't know who fault it is, but Arc System is probably... I don't
think it should factor into the score.
Maybe not. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But Arc System, I don't know if they're completely blameless in the situation. I don't know if Sony's completely is right to take all the blame. Sony's probably a big contributor, but let's not forget, like, Arc System, they're probably a part of this too. I mean, I don't know. I don't have much Arc System games for PC. So I don't know what their typical quality is. I know what NRS's quality is, and that's usually mediocre to dog shit.
No, that's NRS in general. I miss those guys.
So I don't know. I can't speak on Arc's typical quality when it comes to PC ports. Sometimes they're bad or mediocre, and sometimes I hear people don't have any issues with them outside from like a couple of hiccups here and there. So I can't really speak on that. But this shit is unforgivable, period. And I'm glad people refund the game, and it looks like the game is going to suffer in sales.
That's good
because of that. And it look like
because again, we have the control. If you don't like something, don't buy it. Refund it. Let them know. They don't make money unless you buy the product. You have control over the product. That's why we're so vocal on this channel, because people need to understand, and I keep saying it, they work for us. You don't work for them. Why protect a $6 trillion company when they're doing the wrong thing and they're supposed to be building it for you?
And despite how ultimately we feel about the gameplay as we work out through this review, this shit is just fucking despicable. It's not right. And I'm not usually like a tinfoil hat guy, but like I said, I think this is some kind of weird conspiracy with Sony. It just feels that way, because despite how we feel about the game, this should have been the biggest release for fighting games for the year. I don't think there's anything else coming out this year that's going to be bigger than Tōkon.
No.
Tōkon is the big thing for this year.
Because it's the tag game, it's the Marvel clone everybody wanted.
It's the Marvel clone. It has the drama
Marvel
of it.
In general.
It has the drama of it being a non-Capcom game for once, for handling the Marvel IP. So
Arcs has got big over the years.
So yeah, this should have been reasons. And it's annoying that if we're correct about their assertion that Sony set this up, and Arctis is truly not to blame. Like I said, we don't know. It's really fucked up that they handicapped their whole release for something so petty.
So also, remember our catchphrase saying it's 2026, it's 2025, it's 2024. The netcode should be good.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing the netcode is bad.
I've been hearing the netcode has been like absolute trash in this game.
Yeah, and it kind of scared me off, because like crossplay, they say it's terrible. Half the time it's Wi-Fi. I've been watching some people. I've been seeing good connections, honestly. But I think it comes down to how the game runs on your PC. And since a lot of casuals don't give a fuck, like they're really on demon time, and they'll play a game that's at like 40 frames, and they'll go online and say, the game's fine for me.
Looks good on my end.
Looks good on my end. It's a problem. But as far as universally, what I've been hearing is that the netcode is not very good. Once again, I kind of prioritize offline since I have somebody to play with. So we haven't really played online yet. And I think that's completely fair to say. But I've seen plenty of examples how the netcode is shit in the bed, and I don't know what the cause of it is. I don't know.
Because all that shit downloaded in the background.
It could be ArcSys. It could be the Sony interference. It could be people's PC just not running the game correctly.
Could be everything at once.
It's causing desyncs.
Could be everything.
It could be everything at once. It could be anything, everything, all at once. We don't know. I don't know personally, and I don't want to guess. But we just wanted to acknowledge that this is not good, obviously, to any type of extent.
All right, well, I guess it's time to get to the gameplay now.
All right.
The second most controversial thing.
So I know we kind of drifted away from the pros and cons gimmick, but okay, fuck it. Let's talk about the gameplay. How do you feel about, okay, maybe we should segment this? I don't know how you want to handle this, but maybe we should take it in segments. So let's talk about the characters first. How do you feel about the characters?
They exist, and there's a reason why I say that. Just to tear off the Band-Aid, the issue with the characters is that, one, they all essentially, in the roundabout way, all play the same. Like, generally. Like, they all fill the same role because they all have to be point character at one time.
I suppose I can see that. I do think there's enough. The unique button is doing a whole lot of heavy lifting here, right? Because special moves are generally generic across the cast. You gotta have a fireball, you gotta have an uppercut, your
lunging move.
You gotta have some kind of lunging move. You gotta have some kind of
type of air action.
Yeah, then you'll get one like potpourri super, so they can fill the third slot of the tag system. But the unique button is doing a whole lot of the heavy lifting here. But I kind of understand what you mean, that in terms of normals, like, okay, you got magic and bleed. They got, one has a broadsword, the other one has a katana, but they're generally just utilizing it the same way. Oh man, okay, I got like this weird, like, Blade got this weird little baby knife that he does with his light for some reason. And then you use my medium and a heavy and they're wide or broader slashes. And magic is pretty much the same way. So I kind of understand that. There's still slight like differences. Obviously, magic has more range, obviously. So it's not like it's completely the same, but generally, as far as what characters need to do, the function as a character is all pretty familiar in the same.
It's like you could pick up Carnage. Yeah, let's not get it twisted. There are some outliers, not a lot, but there are some outliers. Like Carnage, you can pick up Carnage, and in terms of generally rushing down, it's the same sequence.
But his buttons are different.
No, not really. He got normal buttons.
Well, what I mean is, like,
it's not like every button stretches out.
He's hit. I know, I get it. But his main buttons that you're going to be using, it's not like you're not going to be using them.
He got normal rushdown buttons.
But they're the long range buttons.
No, they're not.
What do you mean?
Oh, you don't, because you don't play Carnage.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So his gimmick is the Parasite Bomb.
Yeah.
That's, and his special moves, that little across the screen whip thing, those are special moves.
Oh, I thought those were normal.
No.
Oh, so that thing where he stretches his limb out and it has a hurt box that you can 2H, that's a special move?
All of that special moves.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. But who cares? But I understand what you mean. But it's still like, okay. But there are specialty characters, right? Like Iron Man typically has a different like combo flow than some other characters. Some characters are simple, but there's enough variety with the unique button where you can say characters generally play the same, but there's enough uniqueness. It might be just one thing,
because like,
but some of them do have more open unique buttons than most. I think Storm can get a lot from her unique trait, and also like Goblin can get a lot from his unique trait. So some characters obviously have it better than others. Like Blade, once again, just has this little ho-hum, pretty standard, I'm going to track you, and then if I hit with my tracking kunai, I power up my next like sword special move. And that's fine, but like some characters are clearly better than others when it comes to unique traits.
Yeah, because some unique traits carry the character. I think like characters like Magic and Carnage are a bit balanced in terms of the way they're designed. Like, it don't make them super unique, but it make them have enough to at least be like, this is what Magic does. This is what Carnage does. And then you have characters like Ms. Marvel, which is like,
what's her gimmick? What's her gimmick?
Hers is the stretch yarn.
Is it a command grab or is it like a punch?
It's like web swing.
Oh, okay. And I guess Spider-Man just has web swing. Huh?
Yeah. So she got web swing, and I think when you press down, she got a dodge.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so characters like Cap, he has the ricochet shield,
yeah,
where he could bounce it off of certain, he could bounce it off himself or the walls.
And Goblin like got the flyer.
And then if you hit back on Cap, it turns to like a counter.
Which I got the autism mode.
Yeah, he has this spurg out mode, which people are saying isn't that good.
No, I don't think Hulk's that good.
So my major problem with the characters is I do like a lot of these designs, right? I do think a lot of them are interesting, and once again, I may have a problem with modern Arc System games with how they're just dumbing down shit, but I still think they're capable of making interesting characters. And I think Marvel Tōkon, on the surface, still represents that. My problem is that I think they could have been pushed further.
Yeah, because they fill niches, but they aren't nuanced. And I think that's the issue, because they play more like fighters characters, when they honestly should have played like Strive characters.
That's what it If they had, and
because Strive characters are like 15% of a normal Guilty Gear character.
Anyway. Yeah, 15% of a normal Guilty Gear character, and I feel as though that's a good like size move pool and unique normals for a game of this fashion. I don't think it adds any more complications to the game.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because fighters, the characters are meant to tag out and end. No character. There are characters that are designed to be anchors. There are characters that are designed to be like the bruisers. There are characters who are designed to mix up. There are characters who are designed to be on point in fighting.
What's the same thing here?
It's very
more
Marvel.
or less?
No, it's not.
Well,
the reason
okay,
why it's not like that here,
go.
the reason why it's not like that here is because the game is designed for everybody to be a point character at any time. So everybody has to be built a generic way.
I get that, and I'm not arguing that point. I do think, like I said, they are the way the match with the characters are needed to function in Tōkon is fairly generic.
Now,
but hold up.
Okay. Now, the reason why I said they need to be Strive characters is because if you're going to design everybody to be a point character, why not attempt to make them as interesting as possible, especially because assists are so generic across the board. And you could have had your cake and ate it too.
Yeah, so you said the idea that Tōkon, some characters generally just fit kind of an amorphous kind of blob. But there are characters, like I said, who specialize in stuff. Iron Man, his moveset does like lean towards support. Magneto, for the most part, is a zoner, but his buttons aren't anything to write home about. And since this is a different game and there's full of restrictions, and we'll get into that, and he can't triangle dash into an instant overhead or anything, he's largely just chucking shit at you all day.
Well, the same thing with Carnage.
But his normals aren't that good, so he's leaned towards more support. So there are Goblin, for example. Goblin might be like carried by his trait, but it does make him a mix-up character. So characters do have individual.
Again, we get into that later.
Characters do have individual roles, so I don't want you to.
Yeah, but I think it's not as intentional as you think it is. It's because that's where the character landed. The character wasn't designed that way.
You don't think Goblin was intentionally designed to be the way he was?
What I mean is, Magneto is a circumstantial of how the character. Oh, his normal's not that good, so he leans into support. No, he's not leaning into support. That's the way the character. He was designed like everybody else to be a point character. This just happened to be where he fell. I think it wasn't intentional.
I think the only true. Okay, if you want to argue that, I think the only true character who got handicapped, and I'm talking about like straight out the box, broken legs, intentionally by Autism Works, is Danger. I think Danger is intentionally set up to be a bad character. She has a hover dash similar to Aino, Morgan, Jetta from those games, but she has a height limit to it.
Well, so it's similar to Magneto, how Magneto can't box dash into normals.
I guess it is the same thing, but I don't think that Magneto still is a better zoner than Danger.
Well, Danger's not supposed to be a zoner.
Danger is supposed to be like an everything character, but I do think she lands in the zoning category.
Like Hulk, not all that good. Like Captain Marvel, not all that.
But what I'm saying is,
she's just so generically built.
Those characters feel like a byproduct of just game balance, and Danger specifically seems like she was just set up to fill. How do you have a hover dash and you can control it, but it's really hard to force a hollow mix-up with that character, even though that's what it's there for? Why would you put in that mechanic for a character and then half-ass it? Because what? Jimmy Two Shoes don't like hollow mix-ups?
Again, Magneto can't dash downward and do normals.
That's stupid.
It's not I keep calling her War. Why do I keep calling her War?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
It's not a Danger thing. It's a restriction that we need to get into, that the game is so restricted, on top of the characters being so generically built, on top of the characters needing to be point characters, on top of them needing them to fit particularly assist brackets, so they have to be built a certain way, that is so many restrictions placed on these characters that's just the way it works.
I think a Tōkon character, like any Tōkon character, would be cool in any other fighting game.
Yeah, because they have less restrictions.
I feel as though if they were like an X-Third, if they were even in Strive, I think they would have a lot more going on. And like you said, now that I'm thinking about it, I think having Strive-sized characters, because once again, Strive is already a truncated version of
it's not like Strive characters are like hyper complicated.
So they still got like 4 moves and shit. It's still like the general design principle. It's just they took Strive characters and reduced that to a button. And sure, that button does work. That button does help characters feel different. But I don't think, personally, from what I expect out of tag fighters, it's not enough. And these archetypes, how these characters behave, how these characters play, how their normals interact with one another, how they perform these normals can all be universally different. That way, you have more of an attachment to your character other than, haha, this my light, this my heavy, this my medium, this my launcher, and we all just have the same shit.
Characters are built to fit niches. They're not built to be nuanced. And that's the issue. That's the main issue with the cast. They all relatively feel the same. Again, not saying they all in neutral in terms of how you want to hit people and how they behave in the neutral. Virtually all the same character.
And people might not be understand what we're talking about. But just picture like these being BlazBlue characters, right? Because BlazBlue, Injustice, all these games are characters with like a trait button, right? Take a BlazBlue character. Let's take like Bullet is significantly different to say, name a BlazBlue character.
Ragnar.
Like Ragnar. She's different. She has like, Ragnar has a sort
Her philosophies are different.
So her buttons demand different stuff. Her trait is there to add on to what makes that character unique. Same thing with Ragnar.
I'm not saying they don't have. I'm not saying the BlazBlue characters don't have shit in common.
They obviously do.
They obviously do because the game got to follow a particular rule set.
Normals,
Ragnar, you can't play Ragnar the same way you play Bullet. You can't play Bullet the same way you play Tagger. Tagger. Yeah, Iron Tagger. It's been a while since I played BlazBlue. You can't play Tagger the same way you play Noel
and
or
even
Vermilion.
And even looking at its contemporaries, right? Even looking at shit like Marvel 3, looking at even Fighters had somewhat distinctive normals for characters. Somewhat. It depends who it was.
Well, that's the problem with the game. These are Fighters characters. But Fighters, the reason why everybody virtually played the same in Fighters as well. But the reason why Fighters work is because the game still had its options.
Well,
again, we'll get into that.
Fighters came out in the era where fighting games was hitting towards the dumb accessibility thing, where developers literally use either casualization as an excuse for making simple games so they don't have to really change anything, or they don't have a lot to balance, or they get simplification mixed up with casualization, or accessibility mixed up with
Look at Street Fighter 6. All of a sudden, I'm hearing people saying, whoa, the Yasumi patch didn't do shit for the game.
But
bitch, they wasn't doing shit for the game for the past 4 years.
So if you're
where the fuck were you?
If you're angry about the game, then there's other options to play, but that's besides the point, right?
I'm just saying, like, now people saying this shit. We've been saying this shit since the beginning of our channel. This is around the start of Street Fighter 6.
Let's not get distracted.
But that's not what we're talking about.
So back, like even Marvel 3, let's say Marvel 3. Marvel Infinite, if you want to get like even further closer to Tōkon's release, even Marvel Infinite did characters who felt unique, even though they still needed to fit that bubble.
Even if they were awkward.
Even if they were a little awkward. Like Black Widow was awkward.
Yeah, X, super awkward.
X, super awkward. And even like you go to like Marvel 3, like not everybody had the same approach to neutral. Not everybody had the same feeling normals, even though they kind of needed that, even though Marvel was way more team dependent than what this game tries to do. But with that said, maybe we should get into the 4v4 tag system.
Okay, so to wrap everything up here.
Go ahead.
The issue with the characters compared to other games of its ilk is the fact that in this game, despite the characters feeling or looking different,
which is still admirable,
or might have different things,
it could have been worse.
All share the same philosophy.
Yeah.
Over other games, that characters are different, do have nuances, do have niches, but they all tend to have different philosophies on the way you want to pilot them.
Not every character. We're not saying every, and we got to keep specifying because this is the internet.
It's going to be the comment
because
section.
They're not going to listen to what we're saying. They're going to look for gotchas.
Yeah.
And we're trying to just specify that we're not saying Marvel 3 is the bastion of creativity, even though it kind of is. We're not saying Marvel 3 is the bastion for creativity. We're not saying Marvel 3 or these other games did anything technically different or better or worse than Tōkon. We're saying this is what they did. And this is what I think what better Tōkon. And this is what we don't like. This is a don't like element about Tōkon. But Tōkon's character issue stems from the tag system and the philosophy of the tag system. It stems
from a lot of issues.
So let's get into it.
So let's get into the tag system, the bread and butter of the game, okay?
Yeah, the main hook of the game.
How do you feel about the tag system?
I think I made this very clear in the other videos. I don't really get how you feel, but I think the 4v4 system is largely just.
Oh, here we go with that.
I mean, it's true. It's just the way I feel. You want me to be honest, or you want me to sell you a bill of goods?
Go ahead. Well, bill of goods because the internet.
It's great. It's amazing. I never played the game as expressive as Marvel Tōkon before. We just played Avatar, but that game is worse for some reason because it's $30.
Look like a Flash game, bro.
Yeah. It's not
Flash game.
Anyway, look, not joking aside, right? It's not
Friday
joking.
Night Funkin'. Go ahead.
I don't think the 4v4 system adds anything to the game. Now, hear me out real quick. Marvel 2 brought 3v3 in, and it impacted the game. They also brought in a whole lot of other stuff, like selectable assists, which is just an evolution of their little random thing. But it's accessible, like selectable assist types, all that stuff. Marvel 3 expanded on that by bringing in more team dynamic stuff, like the
X Factor.
And X Factor, of course, but they brought in more like team dynamic stuff, but they still expanded on the 3v3. I think a tag game with 2v2 and 3v3 is fine. I think that's the max. I think that's the sweet spot, right? I think Skullgirls is the way it executed. It's you can play whatever style you want. You can face whatever style you want, and it has the appropriate checks and balances to make sure it's not completely weird, right? So if people don't know, Skullgirls has a couple of team mechanics in it, right? And Skullgirls is typically a Marvel style game. At its most basic level, it's a Marvel style game. So just keep Marvel in your head. Marvel 2, Marvel 3, keep that in your head. But with Skullgirls, you can take the cast and you can play on your own with one character, you can play for 2 characters, or you can play a full team of 3 characters. On top of that, if you pick more than 2 characters, your whole moveset is available to you to use as assists. On top of that,
from normals to special
moves, anything is on the table outside of supers. So on top of that, the game adjusts, obviously. So if you're 1v1, you have a bigger health pool. But, you
got less tools.
You have less tools to work with. You're less oppressive as a character. And as you're using the tag system for 3v3, you have an obviously smaller health pool. You're a lot more squishier.
A smorgasbord.
But you get a lot more offensive power. So it gave people legitimate freedom. And I think this is important when comparing it to Tōkon, because Tōkon wants the same thing. And I think if they wanted the same thing, not only going back to the characters needed to be more deppy.
Yeah, because Skullgirls characters are like 4 Tōkon characters.
Skullgirls characters, yes. One Skullgirls character is a full team of Tōkon.
Yeah.
And if they wanted this to work, and their philosophy is, and I respect it, right? I think there's different ways to do things, but largely I think the 4v4 here is like really sloppy. I don't think it adds anything to the game. I think it makes the game more confusing for people.
I don't get that argument though.
What's up?
Because
before I continue, go ahead.
With the game the way it is now,
yeah,
which we technically didn't get into yet. I think we did. I don't remember. The fact is, with the game the way it is now, if it was 2v2, it'd still be the same game. If it was 3v3, it'd still be the same game because the tag mechanics don't matter. It just matter on the way they designed it. So if they designed it in 2v2, but they still have the same limitations and setbacks, well, what do it matter if it's 4v4?
Well, I'm not saying that you're wrong, and that's not the point I'm arguing. My point is, making it 4v4 makes the tag system more bloated than it needs to be. It's unnecessary. It feels unnecessary. It feels tacked on. It feels that, hey guys, we got to make a tag game. Well, Fighters was 3v3. Marvel 3 was 3v3. So let's make this 4. That's what it feels like. It doesn't add anything personally to the game that I think makes the game exciting in any significant way or changes my thought process of a tag system. You understand my point?
I don't.
If you're going to do something as drastic as, because okay, let's say they do Tōkon 2, Marvel Tōkon, Ghost Rider, Trading Souls.
Yeah.
Let's put that on the table. So
the Mind Jack ball.
Let's say randomly, thought experiment, guys. This is not real. Randomly, let's say they do 5v5.
No, actually, it should be 8 because it's doubled.
My point is, let's say they add another.
4 times 2 is 8.
What?
It's the first game had 4.
Oh, okay.
This is the second game, so it was 8.
All right. Anyway, you're confusing me because I'm trying to keep my example in my head. Let's say they add 5 characters. It's not the question of if they can do it. It's the question of why. Do you get me?
Well, yeah, because look, in the sequel, here's what they want to do. They're going to add 5, right? You know how this one you press X, you get that generic shove move?
Yeah.
That generic tumble assist thing?
Yeah.
Now, and instead, if you press X neutrally, you have your 5th character.
Yeah, just do everything. Why we got the 4 other guys?
They're the other cardinal directions.
But like I said,
Go ahead, I'm just fucking. Go ahead.
It's not the question of if they can do it, if they do it. It's not the question of did they do it right or did they do it wrong. My approach to why I think this doesn't matter is the fact that it adds nothing to the formula. It's just some extra shit. And I think if they didn't have to balance this 4v4 bullshit on top of something else we're about to get into, the game could have been better for them. The characters could have been. I don't think
it's the 4v4. I don't think it's the because the game, the issues with the game is rooted in its design.
But I'm not talking about the issues with the game.
You gotta understand what I'm saying.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The issues with the game is rooted with the design. It's not rooted with the number of players on the field. It could be the game could be 3v3 and behave the exact same way, as in limited characters, limited tools, limited nuances, and still in the system work the exact same way of the cardinal directions.
Yeah,
with the same limitations, and it will behave to be the exact same game.
But that's the
difference.
That's the difference between what I'm thinking about and what you're thinking about. You're thinking about how the 4v4 affects everything. I'm thinking about how the 4v4 exists in a bubble. I'm not saying what it brings to the game.
In that case, 2v2 don't matter. 3v3 don't matter.
No. Those do matter. Those brought something to the formula. The 4v4 system, I just think, makes the game cluttered. It's an unnecessary step. It just feels like they did it because Marvel didn't do
Marvel, but more.
Marvel, but more. MVC3, they add a 4th character. They said it couldn't be done. What? I'll do it anyway. That's what it feels like. It feels more out of spite or more to forcefully be unique than to actually give something that will provide a meaningful thing to the game.
Okay, so do I agree with you if the game wasn't 4v4 without blink an eye? No. It don't add anything to the game, but also it don't affect the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It don't objectively affect the game because everything that is wrong with the game stems from the way it's designed.
All right, so let's get into it, right? This game, like I made my little Schoolgirls example a couple minutes ago. This game wants to be a game where players, if they decide to, they can just pick one character and then use their other 3 guys as assists. It doesn't want to hamper a player's choice into learning 4 characters at the same time because that might be a little alienating.
It don't want to hamper a lot of stuff.
People don't even like to play KOF because they think that game's a tag game. And like, oh, I have to learn 4 guys. You still have to learn 4 guys. You still have
to learn 4 guys.
But optimally, if you want to play
3 guys, KOF.
If you want to go into the minutia of Tōkon, you have to learn those 4 guys anyway. But I appreciate the idea, right, of giving you the option of taking your time. And I can pick Iron Man, and then I can
stay with Iron Man.
I can work on my 2 guys, right? My two main guys. So let's say I'm a big Iron Man and Cap fan. So I can play Iron Man, Cap, and kind of figure out what the other 2 characters can do, right? I don't have to worry about those guys. So maybe I can be like, oh, okay, I'll concentrate entirely on learning Cap and Iron Man. The game won't punish you for doing that. You have to learn your other characters' assists, but that's about where it can stay. You're not forced to pick those other characters. You can pick Cap and Iron Man and learn all the ins and outs on how those 2 characters work.
Which won't take long.
Okay, stop being petty. You're derailing my point to insult a product.
It's true.
It's true, but it's unnecessary. You're the 4v4 tag system right now. Stop being a 4v4 tag system. Be better. That's so stupid. So what I'm saying is, I appreciate the idea of, okay, if you want to be Iron Man or Cap and you just want to keep your first 2 assists and learn those 2 guys, and then over time you learn the rest of your team, the game doesn't hold you back. That part is respectable, right? And what Marvel Tōkon tries to do is be Skullgirls, but in real time. So that part's good. I like that part. I think it causes a balance issue that reverberates all throughout the game. This one decision, I think, causes balance issues. I think it causes really stupid inconsistencies. On top of being modern game issues, modern game slot bullshit. But this is the core issue. The game doesn't know what the fuck it wants to be.
It only causes one real issue, and that stems back to the character design. Because the characters have to be point characters at any moment It forces characters to be designed and railroaded into playing and being designed one way because they want everybody to play all the characters at once.
And that's another problem. If the game just committed to the bit, right? And I'm not saying I wouldn't even mind the 4v4 system if the game committed to the bit of being a full-on tag game. And I'm not saying somebody can say, well, it is a full tag game. It is a full tag game. No, playing optimally, yes, it's a full tag game. I'm not questioning that. They want you to ultimately do that, right? Am I wrong to say that?
They do.
They ultimately want you to play all 4 characters. My point is they give you the option not to, and that's the problem. So now the game has to balance being a tag game at the highest level
and a singles fighter
in a 1v1 fighter at any given moment
with limited characters.
So that's what causes the issue. I think it makes the game sloppy. It makes the game messy. And one of my core complaints is like the game doesn't know what it wants to be. So the cooldown on tags are ridiculously low. So now it's just idiots filling the screen every 40 fucking seconds. Now casuals cry about Marvel being hard to follow. This game is a visual mess when everybody gets
well, at least you can't use them and you got to hit somebody.
So the way the game kind of reels in the tag mechanics is the assemble system. So it's not like Marvel where technically you're doing assists at any time and then it just runs a cooldown, right? That's how Marvel typically works. You're coming from a resource. When you call an assist, to be fair, when you call an assist in combo, it takes a resource. You're a simple gauge.
The green meter.
The green meter on top of you. It auto regenerates. You get like 3, and I think you get a 4th pip. I forget how that works specifically. I don't really look at it. But anyway,
we play on X Mansion, so it's very rare for us.
I just do my things. I practice, and I don't really look at the simple meter. So to be fair, it increases over time, and the main hook of this game is you start off with 2 characters, right? First things first. The way the characters work in this game is you pick a point character and you pick 3 other characters. The way you order those 3 characters depends on their assist. So if you pick Blade and then pick Iron Man, the Iron Man being the second character, he will be designated to shoot assists. And then if you pick Magic will be designated to anti-air assists or vertical assists, whatever they call it. And then if you pick Penny Parker, she'll be designated with a unique assist. And
which is weird because you can rotate the characters, so essentially that don't matter.
Yeah. It doesn't honor that.
It don't matter. That's what I mean. That's the weird nebulous nature of this game.
It has to be
everybody designed to do everything, and the shit you do and the shit you pick don't matter. It don't matter. I picked Penny to be my variable assist, but I switched fucking Doom or what you call him, and now all of a sudden Penny's my shoot assist. It's like it don't make sense.
Well, you can argue that's part of the challenge of the game, right? The quote unquote challenge of the game. You have to macro manage all that stuff.
Because they built it around picking one person.
So when the match starts, you start off with just your point character and your shooter assist. As you win rounds,
characters.
As you lose rounds, matter of fact, you gain
let's be
characters.
fair. X Mansion.
You can play X Mansion.
No, shut up. X Mansion. We played on X Mansion way too much. If you go through a wall, you get your character.
Yeah, but if you get a wall split, you also get a character.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know this.
X Mansion fucked us up, bro.
I knew the answer. You didn't know it. What are you talking about? So,
X Mansion fucked me up.
Specifically, there's a couple of interactions that give you a character because as you meet certain criterias, you gain additional characters, and that makes your whole team. So if you get a wall splat or a stage transition where the game kind of just shifts to
do the fighters injustice thing,
does the injustice thing where they go through walls and shit, and then you get a character. But if you lose the round, you also get a character. So it's just back and forth between people trying to get their guys all together. And ideally, that's fine. I like it on paper, but I don't like the idea of gating my characters. You're controlling my fun, right? I don't. Once again, this is another thing where I feel as though it doesn't add anything to the game. I just think it's a necessary gatekeeping and them policing how you should play.
And make sure if you are winning to get the wall breaks and the wall splats, because if you don't, you're not getting any characters.
So yeah, it's an evolution on the strive system, I guess, the wall break system. At least in this game, you can keep the wall with certain things you can use supers and you get to keep the wall, things like that. So it's not always with stages with stage transitions. It isn't always, oh, I have to do a combo and break the wall. But typically speaking, a interaction will go, I do my combo from mid-screen, I take you from mid-screen to the corner, and if I don't have the meter, you have to eat the wall break, and you're watching that. And then let's say you lose neutral soon after that. My guy does a coast-to-coast, the other guy does a coast-to-coast combo and takes you over to the corner, and they knock you over, and then they get their guy. And then it's a back and forth, and you're constantly just stopping the game to look at wall breaks over and over again. Like I said, it doesn't have to be that if you're playing optimally, if you want to keep the corner for an advantage and you want to sacrifice that. I'm not saying there's no decisions to be made. But most of the time, you're just watching for the beginning of the game, idiots getting darted left and right over and over again. And that's annoying to watch because it stops the game. Now, they sped it up since the beta, and I appreciate that. But I still doesn't mean I still have to like it.
Yeah, it's like the Mind Jack ball.
Yeah. They're like the
they
Tōkon,
sped it up, but it's still slow as shit.
The Ghost Rider ball, I don't Ghost Rider. Now, I'm not talking about Ghost Rider. I'm talking about Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
So let's add to the list. We have I forgot all the references we made so far, but I don't think we dated like 2005 yet.
I said Mind Jack.
Oh, you did say Mind Jack. Good point.
Mind Jack ball.
So you do this dumb fucking like soul transfer bullshit, and I don't like it. It's slow. Like I said, it just brings the pace of the game down. I think it'd be better without it. But I know it's for little Timmy to react to stuff, even though the game blocks for you. We'll get into that. But back to the core mechanics, right? Everything you do in a combo regarding your team is designated by the symbol meter. So if you want to call an assist during a combo, it takes a symbol. If you want to use the game's core mechanics, it takes a symbol. So the game's core mechanics are what? I don't know what the name is for it, but they do like an overhead attack.
Oh, the little and the parry, yeah.
Yeah, no, not the parry per se, but they do like an overhead.
To get off me too. You got armor.
Yeah. The armored overhead attack, that's universal, and they do like their little team attack, and then you can capitalize on that kind of stuff. That takes some symbol meter. They have crossover, which is the game's parry button. I guess
crossover is the game's
guard cancel,
push block.
Push block. Guard, I think the game needs push block, but guard cancel. I guess you can argue with the game what they're trying to do here.
A guard tag, whatever.
It's a guard cancel. So it takes one symbol meter, and you essentially get them off you, right? And this interaction can be, and there's a little interaction here, because if the offensive player who's getting crossovered on, right, they can time their input and do a reflect.
It's kind of like Invincible.
Invincible has something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. I guess, I guess it's a little
it's like a less interactive version of Invincible.
Yeah. I guess you can argue that, right? I don't have a problem comparing those two. You get a reflect, and that kind of resets neutral, right? So they don't get a knockdown. And you reset neutral if you reflect it. But there's also a perfect reflect, and perfect reflect flips the tables on your opponent. So if they reflect and you perfect reflect, you in turn knock them down, and it puts your guy, your next character on screen in order to be called on if you choose to. So it's kind of a thing. It's not terribly interesting, especially since that's the only real get off me defensive mechanic. Because the game has no push block or deflect like Dragon Ball FighterZ or anything like that. And I think that's a problem, because this game is a very block heavy central game. Like because there's no like real mix on the most basic level. So you only have crossover or hard reads with the armored overhead, and both of those things cost resources. So you have to decide between assists and defensive mechanics, which I don't think mixes very well.
Well, that's because a lot of the defensive mechanics are automated.
What does that mean?
So the game has like
cross. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay.
And it recovers by itself. And it's like the game has a lot of automated defensive mechanics, because the game needs to work in a very particular way to make sure the better player can't take advantage of the lesser player.
I just don't understand why they designed the game to be okay. So fighters had nasty block strings and left-right mix-ups and all that shit. Fighters had all of that, right? But the thing is, fighters can get away with something like that because it has a defensive mechanic that allow the defender to push off all that offense. It wasn't automatic.
Actually.
What's the other one?
Oh, no, 3. I think you can
teleport. Damn, that's right.
You can teleport. You can use I think you might be able to use a special move.
You're right. There's a couple of things.
And you can guard cancel tag.
But all those cost resources.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the most basic level of defense, which is the deflect. That's free. It's skill based. You can't automatically use it and it gets somebody off you because somebody can use it against you, and then you're punished. With this, there's nothing like that in Tōkon, so you're just blocking.
There's no interaction,
and which is interesting because, and I know you're gonna hate it, but Avatar made it fun to use defense.
Yeah.
So it's weird that Tōkon. Now, I'm not saying Tōkon needed to do that, because especially since it's not like Avatar came out before Tōkon, so they could take examples from. They kind of came out at the same time. So, well, they did come out at the same time. So I'm not like saying it needs to be Avatar. It's just weird that they made a game that's primarily about left-right mix-ups, and then
took out any form of left-right mix-up.
Took out a defensive system, and they took it out probably because of the auto guard that's in the game, and that's probably why they took it out. Because what's the point of doing left-right mix-ups? Because the offender, that's the word?
Listen,
the person on the offense.
Before you have a stroke.
Okay, go.
Right. What they did is they built the game that is mostly offensive without any real defensive mechanics, but not any real way to break that defense. I don't know how the fuck they did that.
And that's what push block was for. It was a risky option to get the opponent off you for free, but it can be worked against you. So it worked that way. If you wanted to use the more advanced options to ensure somebody got off you, then you burn a resource. But you're just burning resource here, which is just stupid, especially when you consider they made a tag game no less than 9, 7, 10 years ago.
What, BB Tag?
BB Tag and Dragon Ball FighterZ. And they both had answers to this situation. So I don't know why Tōkon, the game with 4v4, decides to take away, because this game, it gets very aggressive.
And you said it yourself, though. You said it yourself. BB Tag was made after DBZ Fighters. Not that long after DBZ Fighters, actually. I think BB Tag came second, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So it was still made in that era where fighting games were allowed to be fighting games. Now, you're not allowed to do that because Little Timmy, he might feel bad. Oh, Little Timmy got mixed up. Oh shit, not gonna play the game no more.
Little Timmy
got hit by left, right. Oh, not gonna work no more. He's not gonna play no more.
So yeah, that's my problem with it. It's just, it doesn't make any real sense to me. But like I said, the game wants you to create mix-ups, right? With the tag system, and that's fine. I don't got an issue with that. That's okay, right? I still think characters need more normal mix, like within their move pool and their normals and stuff. Like, I don't know why Magneto just can't do a triangle dash into an instant overhead. Especially since his jumping light is like a stupid punch and not that stupid kick he had in Marvel.
Look, you wanna know what bothers me?
What?
Why would they introduce a game where you can actively tag in your character at any time, so you can just mind jack ball to the next character and just take away any form of expression with that? You can't mix, you can't play Uki. What else? Cross up. You can't left right. Well, you can barely left right, but you gotta do it in a very particular way and hope they don't 2C you.
What I'm saying is, Tōkon is very, let's say, the person on the offense does a good amount of work to open somebody up, and that's fine. If you want to do a 5-hour block stream for one Spider-Man overhead, that's fine, right? My point is, despite having a universal get off me and with the get off me mechanic with the reflect and perfect reflect, everything else is very light on the defender.
Yeah, because everything the defender do is automated.
So so you're telling me, and this is let's say a typical block string, right? So let's say I'm a master of what I do, right? And let's say I got my airtight block strings and I can zip and zap between the Ghost Rider assists, tag outs, tag ins, the active tag. Let's say I'm doing all that. So I have to learn a block string. I have to do a block string that's long enough to keep you sitting there. I have to manage the active tag system along with the assist system if I need to.
Clunky controls.
Yeah, it's clunky as shit. I have to make sure my block strings are airtight. And on top of that, I have to leave in little staggers all the while managing all this shit so I don't trigger the automatic block.
Just to waste all your resources, get a mediocre damage combo compared to anybody else that can do anything else and out damage you and risk getting 2C all the time.
And tell me, what does the defender do? They sit there.
The defenders sit there. If you don't mash, half the game essentially block for you and leave you to open into 2C.
I just think it's a little.
And they can like cross counter you, I guess.
Yeah, somebody can argue like, oh, well, that makes the game. No, it doesn't. I think it doesn't. I think it makes the game not balanced because the defender essentially gets to put their feet up, and all they got to do is watch out for staggers mostly. Because if they go into air and they don't have anybody covering them and they try to go for an empty jump or something, you're getting 2H'd. If you like, it's essentially like a fucking option select since the game blocks for you. So all you gotta do is mash. If they have an airtight block string, but they got to take a risk with a gap, and they're in the air, and let's say you're blocking from one side and the game's blocking for you, they're going to 2H you, and it's going to automatically just launch you.
It's like, this is stupid, but it's like the army wanted to crack open a walnut, right? It didn't use explosives, but the walnut is blast proof.
What?
It makes sense if you think about it. It's like they built a very offensive system just to have the defender be super strong. I don't understand.
It's a weird. They're super strong, but they're not doing anything to be strong.
No, the game is holding their hand. The game is it's essentially every block string is essentially clicking on a seatbelt.
I'd be fine, right? I'd be fine if there was no cross-up protection, no automatic guard, no any of that stuff. I'd be fine, and I wouldn't be complaining about the long block strings in this game because while the person on the offense is doing this stupid long block string, it is up to the defender to actually block this stuff, and that causes an interaction. I also think the game needs some kind of.
The game really lacks strong interactions.
I also think the game needs some kind of free get off me tool that's a little risky to use. Obviously, like a tag fighter
or a push block.
No, like a typical tag fighter. You need something to get off.
Yeah, like push block.
And it needs to be inexpensive, but it can't be for free. It can't be get off me for free.
No,
that's what your meter option.
It can be for free, but it has to be, if it's for free, like reflect, it has to be on read.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because push block gets people off you, but it can be worked around if the player is smart enough.
Yeah.
Same thing with deflect. These are free options. I forget what game they're not free on. I think I was playing something and they weren't free in something. I can't recall. But they didn't take a whole lot of Invincible. Push block costs like 10% meter. So if it's something negligible like that, I don't really mind if it costs something, right? But it's not like stopping you from using the push block. It's still readily available. It just takes a small part of your resource. I think it's unnecessary, but that's what Invincible Versus does, right? So this game needs something similar. If you want it to cost something, fine, have it cost something, but don't make it cost so much that the player can't do anything on defense. It needs to be a back and forth. And all I'm seeing is the fucking person on the offense pushing fucking rope and the defender just sitting there doing nothing. All they gotta do,
and getting rewarded for it.
And all they gotta do is look out for one or two things. Otherwise, they can just build out with the crossover system.
Or 2C if they're in air.
They can build out at any time with the crossover system if they have meter. Granted, if they get perfect parried, it's a problem. But outside of that, they have a bailout for everything, and the offender is sitting there just hammering away. And I feel as though people work entirely too fucking hard on offense while the defender doesn't technically get to do anything.
It looks swaggy, cause it looks swaggy. Yeah, it looks swaggy. Yo, can you show me a Dr. Doom tech? It's a combo. Tech is not a combo. Can you show me a Spider-Man tech? Okay, Spider-Man do have some tech, but it usually just leads to web swing overhead.
I'm not saying there isn't ways to mix people up in this game.
Barely.
My point isn't that
all Loki mix-ups are fake, bro.
I get that, but you're missing my point. I'm not arguing that there isn't mix-ups in Tōkon. I'm not arguing that. There are mix-ups in Tōkon. Despite how you feel, mix-ups do exist in this game.
I don't see them.
The problem is, I think the offender, I don't know if that's the right word. The person on offense, I think they're working entirely too hard, and it causes an imbalance between offense and defense.
Well, also, I think the risk reward not worth it either. I think spending half my resources just on overhead is not worth it. just to get. Cause you gotta think about it. If let's say you spend all your characters, right, just to crack that coconut with an overhead or low, right? Let's say that.
Well, you're acting like players can't optimize.
Wait a minute. Let's say you do all that, right, just to get that lucky low, lucky overhead, right?
Yeah.
That means there's less resources for you to do combos. And that means when you finish that combo, you on cooldown.
Well, typically you want to open somebody up ideally with one assist call.
Yeah, but you gotta be perfect every time.
Because somebody can just mash on your offense.
The defenders don't have to be perfect every time. The defender might get the auto cross off, or the defender might slip out of it.
That's what I'm saying.
You might time something wrong and get 2 seed out of it. You see what I mean?
It's a weird combination, right? It's a weird combination. Because I don't hate the idea that they wanted you to use resources to create mix-ups. That protects the little Jimmy a little more. That means that players who want to dig into the tag system get something to bite on.
It's just not flexible enough.
But I just don't think it's flexible, and I don't think it's like it makes the game interesting. I just think it just creates a whole lot of mess. Now, once again, if you're playing a game and you're saying, well, I got mix-ups, we're not saying there's no mix-ups. I'm not saying you can't optimize like Blade and Goblin as your third assist and do mix-ups with those 2 characters and hold on to the rest of your tag for combos. I'm not saying any of that is possible. What I'm just saying is I think I don't like the idea, and it's okay that I don't like the idea. You can like the idea, I can dislike the idea, and I think we can, as long as I explain myself, we can meet in the middle without saying it's a skill issue, you're unk, you don't have any reaction times, or we don't got to trade slurs back and forth in order to improve our points. I just think this is just how I feel about the tag system.
Personally, I think that the mix-up level and the skill ceiling is so low in this game that you shouldn't be going for mix-ups at all. I don't see the point of wasting so much resources for just, wow, I've done you have your tag and you could do potentially 6,000-7,000 damage, and you get a mix-up and do 5,000 to 4,000. What's the point? The opportunity cost is not worth it. You don't get rewarded. On top of that, the person on offense has to be perfect, especially if the defensive person is aware of the fact that they don't have to work as hard and aware of their defensive tools.
So I hope that makes sense, right? I
don't think it's worth it.
I hope we explained that well enough. It's not the fact that the game doesn't have these things. They do have these things.
They just don't matter.
The game's hand-holding and restrictions creates an environment where I feel as though it makes offense boring. And then the tag system, everybody utilizes it the same way. And another problem on top of that is that some characters are designed for mix.
Yeah, but then they can't do it because of the restrictions.
But what I'm saying is their idea is to have freedom and hopefully avoid things where people pick an optimal team.
Like, for example, Goblin's down, his down is like a machine gun thing with his glider.
Yeah.
Right? I've tried so many times to get that to work on Uki. It just don't work. The game is like, for example, like Dr. Doom's beam, his little Shraken beam.
Yeah.
You cannot get that to work on Uki. Because the move in the game is designed in a certain way that move will activate either on recovery or before recovery every time.
Well, I mean, once again, that's up to the players to figure out. I've seen setups with Doom where you do get that.
Yeah, on Wall Splat.
No. Okay, Wall Splat. Then
not on Uki.
Wall Splat is the Uki. Wall Splat is the hard knockdown.
Yes, but Wall Splat comes with its own problems because Wall Splat is you still on hit stun. Therefore, you don't get the benefit of having a reset.
No. But you can force a reset situation. Like, I think you're being a bit too extreme.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
You can't do it in a traditional way.
I've seen it. I've been watching.
I don't know. I don't see it.
This is why I'm trying to explain to you that these things are possible.
I don't see it. It's too hard to do.
My issue, yes, and that's the issue. Why is it that...
My bad. It's not hard. It's too awkward to do. Because every time, when I'm in practice, it feels like I'm practicing what I can't do as opposed to what I'm supposed to be doing. Because practice is not meant for you to be practicing setups and shit. Practice is just meant for fucking combos.
Practice is whatever you want it to be, man.
And this game is designed for you to just do combos. It's the only time the game actually has any form of nuance.
I disagree. I think there's tons of pressure in this game. I just think
there's nothing but pressure in this game.
Yeah, but what I mean is like there's expression with the pressure in the game. The problem is that there's not a balance of offense and defense. And I think that causes everything that feels the same. But like I said,
so I don't get how you can say that, man.
But going back to my main problem,
I don't get how you can say that. How can you say there's expression in the game, but the game actively punish you for expression, but it's in the game? I don't care about potential. I care about what I'm playing.
Okay, but I'm talking about the potential.
Fuck the potential.
Okay, then I agree.
The potential don't matter. The potential can be 6, 7. I keep saying 6, 7. I'm sorry. The potential can be 9 or 10 years away, just like with Strife. Just like with Strife. Remember, Strife was just fucking bland fucking game until they noticed that the casuals were leaving. Then let's open the game up a bit more. I don't want to wait 10 years for that with this game.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yes, you are.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't think you're wrong. I'm not here to argue and say that you're wrong. What I'm saying is, yes, this stuff is in the game. While agreeing with you that the restrictions and the hand holding holds this kind of stuff back. And I think it's counterintuitive to what they want from the game.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but my problem is the tag system as a whole wants you to pick whoever you want and work with whoever you want. But some characters are designed for mix-ups, and some characters have more opportunities for mix-ups built in their kit. Spider-Man has an overhead. Overheads are very rare to come by. Goblin has his glider mix-ups. So optimally speaking, if you want to crack somebody open with the most minimum amount of effort, Spider-Man, Goblin gotta be on your team. So it's not fixing the problem. If they just give characters more opportunities to mix up on their own. Once again, I don't hate the idea that they want you to master the tag system in order to create mix-ups. Once again, I think that's healthy for casuals who don't want to do all that, and it gives higher level players something to do. I don't think there's a problem with that, and I think you can disagree. You can disagree, fine.
It's just too little skill expression in this game.
And I disagree. I think there is skill expression, but the skill expression is in the wrong areas, and I think the skill expression is in the right area. I think the tag system could be there, even with the dumb fighting soul assist. I think the tag system can work on offense.
Like, remember when you said combos aren't fun if everybody can do the same combos?
Yeah.
See, most of the skill expression in this game is through the combos. It's not through the pressure. It's not through knowing the characters. It's not through knowing the systems, because most of that is either overly simple or overly restricted. We're aware of that, right?
Or universal.
Or universally restricted too.
Yeah.
Right? So if the only true skill expression is through the combos, and the game is designed very uniformly, like everything is designed to be either a particular damage point or what, like the game is too figured out without people actually figuring it out. Well, the developers figured out everything before the players got a chance to even touch the fucking game.
Okay, let's get off the 4v4. We've been on this long enough. Let's talk about not the tag system. Let's talk about the combos. This brings us to the combo system itself, and for how many gripes I give Tōkon, well, I'll go into why I feel like this is largely a problem, but for how much gripes I give Tōkon, at least the combo system is expressive. There's tons to do. There's tons of like confirms you can do, situations you could pick up on. So the combo system is super expressive, and it's super expressive with the characters.
And the funny thing is, and I hate to be Captain Negative, they fucked that up too.
Explain.
So damage is so uniformed in this game, you will only do but so much. Like, for example, with Carnage, I have a very practical combo of a bunch of shit that lead up to like 70%.
Yeah.
Okay? That's fine if it's practical. The problem I see with a lot of people is that people are creating these elaborate fucking combos. Elaborate, spending their tag gauge, spending all their meters, spending all this bullshit just to do 2,000 damage more than what somebody would do, what some lesser person would do, and they do. Let's say my combo 7,000 damage.
Yeah.
And let's say I have the opportunity of dropping it multiple times.
Yeah.
Where somebody can do a 5,000 damage combo, have no opportunity of dropping it, and it's just as powerful as that 7,000 damage combo.
Well, that's a general rule of optimized combos. They're usually harder to do, but you can squeeze out more damage. The problem with Tōkon is the damage values. I feel as though, yes, optimized combos should always be more difficult to do, and they have to be more difficult to do because you're leaving out stuff to mid-max damage, and that makes.
And I do that.
Yes, and that makes for a harder combo. My point. Hold on.
Oh, go ahead. You're right.
My point is, the problem with Tōkon is that doing the easier stuff is not exactly discouraged. It's a two-touch game, despite you being optimal or not. I feel it's just like, oh well, I did this basic ABC, call my tag guy to do the generic assist, ABC tag my other guy, ABC tag my other guy, and then a super, and I'm doing about 50 to 45% damage to you. So you're optimal that does 65? Sure, amazing. You're closer to winning than I am. But if I'm still competent and just doing easier stuff, I'm still killing you the same way.
And the thing that bothers me the most is, despite that whole, I got a whole super combo and shit like that, it don't lead to anything. So when your combo is over, either use a level 3 or a super. When it's over, you're left with 0 resources and you're right back in the neutral.
Well, that's not saying that's what people are going to do.
Yeah, but
that's just kind of showing off stuff.
Yes, but what I'm saying is it's not rewarding, because now if I have a combo and I do an entire thing and have like 1 meter and no assist, I have no Uki. So it just means I'm going
you
right
set
back.
up the situation to get Oki.
There is no Oki in this game.
Yes, there is.
Where?
Okay.
On the wall will break by then.
Okay, you can get a setup on a wall splat, which is fair, right? You want to disagree with that? Hold on, walk with me.
Oh my god.
You can get an Oki setup at wall splat.
I guess.
Okay, that's one thing. Another thing, which I didn't lab, to be honest, because I'm not used to it, I believe that hitting the combo limit flips the opponent down for a hard knockdown. You can get a setup there.
Yeah, but that's also not optimal then.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, okay, like any other fighting game, you're trading damage for a chance to continue pressure, to keep your turn.
We really have to see if hitting a combo limit is a hard knockdown.
Yeah. I've seen people do setups where they hit the combo limit, they don't do a super or a cash out or anything. They hit the combo limit, they flip, and since they're automatically going to get up, that gives you a time to set your thing up. I'm not saying it has to be the Doom satellite laser or anything like that.
But those are the only ones that matter.
No, there's stuff you can do. You can do empty jumps. You can left right them. You can put down an assist on top of them while you dashing for a high low. There's options here, and also there's just standard tech chasing. And I think supers also cause hard knockdowns. So let's not say the game doesn't have this stuff, because it does. The issue for you is that it isn't readily available to you, like any normal fighting game. But once again, it doesn't need to follow the same rules of any other fighting game.
I just don't think it's worth it.
You can argue.
I just don't think it's worth it.
Hold on. You can argue being dissatisfied with it, right? I'm not saying that you're wrong. Just like how you disagree with my take on the 4v4 and that it was superfluous and it didn't really add anything to the game. You can have your take. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just think in this happenstance,
4v4, no, sorry to go back. No, you were right about that. 4v4 don't add nothing. But 4v4 don't hurt anything either.
Exactly. And I think it's just better if it was going from the get.
I agree.
But we still had two different stances, two different views on how that particular mechanic or idea is utilized. It's the same thing here. It's not typical, but it is in the game. And my issue with the tag system is, the combo system is that auto combos just do too much damage. It's too much damage for something so simple, and doing basic combos do too much damage.
So, you know that like super Tōkon group friendship explosion move?
Yeah.
So, can't you just mash A into that essentially?
Yeah, you hold R2 and hit X or something?
No, you just mash A.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You can just auto combo into that.
Round.
Yeah, you can. But yeah, and that does a grip of fucking damage, man. Now I get it. It's a meter dump. I get it that they're left without resources. But still, man, it's super irritating to practice something and get your skill up, get your skill up. I'm not talking about this is the skill level. This is a balance between making things worth your time.
And the problem with this game, a lot of shit is not worth it.
I don't see the point of doing this elaborate setup or this elaborate block string that sets up for this continued pressure where all the opponent has to do is mash A or mash light into a, let's say they got max meter to a 70% combo. That's fucking stupid. And I don't think, despite you can say it's on the player side, why should you be okay with it? Why should you not voice that that's an irritating prospect? I can understand if lights didn't lead to anything, then a bar ain't all you want. But lights lead to shit, and that's an irritating idea. It makes doing the actual act of combos or sacrificing damage, it takes all that and it flies in the face of it, and I don't like it. And it's because the damage variers are too high. If auto combos took 25, 30% to show little Jimmy that they do have an option, but it's not as rewarding as, hey,
to show little Jimmy,
learn your combos.
To show if auto combos did less and less optimal combos did less in general, as in you have to at least interact with the game. The issue is you get so much for not interacting with the opponent. And if you actually tagged in your own person during a combo, for example, if I use Venom's assist, which on Tipper drags in,
yeah,
and you can tag into Venom and continue a Venom Carnage. If Carnage, if Carnage a Tipper and it drags in.
How can you get Venom and Carnage confused? Carnage has autism.
Because I'm so used to Venom being in games.
I know. I'm messing with you. I know people don't get mad. I have autism. Why are you using it as a joke? Because
is your name Venom? Is your name Carnage? Shut the fuck up.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, Carnage shoot assist on Tipper drags in.
Yeah.
That gives you enough time to tag him in with the Soul Monjack Ball and continue on combo with him, which is kind of broken, mind you. If that powered you up every time you tag somebody in, that will reinforce people learning how to
optimize 4 characters.
Maybe not mix people up. Maybe not mix people up because mixes are very weak in this game. So
currently, mixes are very weak in this game.
Right now, I'm not talking about the future. I'm talking about now.
Fine.
Since mixes are,
we're not going to see eye to eye.
For example, if I'm learning the game, I'm going to learn how to play neutral better as opposed to going for a mix up.
Yeah.
This entire game, I'm just learning how to play neutral until stuff has changed. Because there's no point. Because I got heightened fighting game awareness. I'm going to be able to block 9 times out of 10 the setups people give me anyway. It don't fucking matter for me. Even if I never seen it before, the combination of my reaction time plus the game,
the unk factor.
Plus, I'm not that much of an
unk factor.
Unk factor. The combination of my reaction time plus the game seatbelting me into blocking whatever the fuck I want to do, whatever the fuck the opponent want to do, there's no point of me putting effort into that. So I'm going to learn how to play neutral. Okay. Now back to what I was saying. If you got powered up, if the characters got buffed attack power or faster meter gain through tagging with each other, through combos, I think, with at least 100%, yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure in this scenario, the damages are reasonable.
It's going to scale.
The damages are reasonable, right? I'm not saying, because I got something to say about the health system, but I kind of get what you mean. But ideally, right? And this is just dawning on me. Ideally, if I'm of comparable skill level than your average fight, I'm above average, and I don't want to do any work, then nothing's stopping me from just mashing lights into winning all the time. All I gotta do is block, and then I don't have to worry about combos. There's something wrong with that. Ideally, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah, if I want to go online right now, of course you'll eventually run into somebody more competent,
and they'll kill you because they have optimals. But
since the game's skill ceiling is so low, I can still play like me and use auto combos and most likely still win a good majority of my matches, even against good players.
And once again,
damage may not be
great. Again, we're not saying it's probably possible. That's probably gonna be some YouTube challenge. What I'm saying is, we're not saying that's the way the game is gonna go. I'm saying that's an idea, and I think that kind of idea needs to be dissuaded.
Yes, the developers should reward you for interacting with the game. The main problem with this game in general is the lack of interaction.
Bringing up Avatar again. Did I bring up Avatar yet?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Well, bringing up Avatar again, I think that does a good job of giving, let's say, Frank Fortnite, I think it does a good job of giving Frank Fortnite. I'm trying to alliterate. I think it does a good job of giving Frank Fortnite enough space to learn the game on their own and nudge them to be better. If Avatar had real auto combos that fucked your shit up for a 50% meter, then what persuasion would he need to learn your game deeper? Now, I know it's 2026 and developers don't want people to learn the game deeper, because if they learn the game deeper, they're going to learn how shallow it is. And if they learn how shallow it is, they're not going to want to play anymore. They're going to go play Avatar.
No, Mark, Deadpool funny, bro. Deadpool funny.
Who the fuck is that? A Madden player?
I don't fucking know.
You can't, like, yeah. I'm a black person, so my whole life revolves around chicken, watermelon, and Madden. And if you want to throw, what's the hood fighting game?
Melty.
No, it's not. What's the hood fighting game?
Melty, bro.
Tekken. Sparking Zero. Tekken or Sparking Zero?
Tekken or Sparking
Zero. There you go. That's the black man starter kit. Watermelon, chicken, fucking grape soda, Tekken, Sparking, Tenkaichi, Dragon Ball Z games.
And if you get better at all that, if you become the best at all that, you get a white girl.
Now, you get a snow bunny. You get a magic. Okay, so people are gonna be like, that's racist. I'm black, dude. Settle down. Like,
you can't be racist. We're black.
Unwad your panties, grandma. Look, I'm not saying like this is the way the game's meant to be played, right? I'm not saying that anybody's gonna play the game like this. They might. What I'm saying is the idea of it is just stupid. I don't like it. And towards the health system, I thought I would like the one health thing, but I don't. And as you add characters with the assemble system, your health does increase as the match goes on. So you go from like 1,000 to like 1,800 to 2,000.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That all that's there, right? So it might be other nuances I'm missing. I don't know. I haven't studied everything all together yet. I get what they were going for. I just don't like the idea. If this is going to be a two-touch game, I think it'd be a lot more interesting. It means a lot more to team building if they gave characters different health values and you can pool those together.
Oh, you're just taking that from me?
And you can still keep the health boost on the symbol system. Huh?
Just ignore me.
What?
You just taking that from me?
Fine, say it. Explain it.
No, go ahead. You're already doing it.
But it's not your idea.
Yes, it
we
is.
Came up with the idea together. What are you talking about? You said it first, and I expanded. Actually, I said that in one of those videos when we were talking about fixing Tōkon or making Tōkon more interesting. So fuck you. I said it first.
Yeah, do it to something that nobody gonna watch.
I don't care. It's continuity. So anyway, so if you want to play a team like Big Body, and they lack like the ability to mix, and they lack the ability to rush you down like reliably, like quickly, but you can take a lot more punishment. Or if you want to play like Goblin, like Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, they all have lower health pools where you get to stay in longer. You get to pressure them with your stupid block strings leading to one lower, one overhead into 600 to like 40%. You get to do all that, but you're a lot more squishier. I think that will help make team building a lot more interesting and kind of help with the damage. Even though in this scenario, of course, damage would be appropriate. It wouldn't be like, oh, that's what it is now, and you get 100%.
Or
no.
To be even cooler, could you gain characters over the match?
Yeah.
Their health value should be added on to what's missing.
That's what I'm saying. So
you pick Hulk, you got full health.
Or if you want to do it, yeah. I guess, but I don't like the one health bar system, especially with the way the damage is represented in the game, because it feels like ultimately Tōkon tried to do the opposite of what Street Fighter 6 did. Where Street Fighter 6, I feel the system mechanics shoot an anchor up to the skill ceiling and drags that floor up to them, or whatever how this analogy goes. If the floor goes up or the ceiling comes down, whatever, right? My example is that Street Fighter 6, like you say, is a crab in a bucket game. You could be as good as you want. The system mechanics are going to make sure it tries its damnness to keep you even. I don't think Tōkon has this problem.
No.
What Tōkon tries to do, and I could be like, I'm just shooting from the hip here. What Tōkon tries to do is take its damage and have that be the evening factor.
That's the crab in the bucket.
So instead of making mechanics that will take away potential depth of the tag system or the combo system, they just make casuals do more damage, and that's to keep them up.
As well as the lack of mix-ups, the lack of Uki,
all that stuff. All that
shit is designed to limit the better player so they can stay in line with, Joseph Jackoff.
So ideally, if you're asking me, I think damage across the board needs to be reduced and it needs to be scaled better. I don't think there needs to be 100% because I have full meter and I do an optimal combo to 100%. That's fucking stupid. But it's the early version of the game. I'm not here to say the game is ass for that.
No, we still gotta give it some time.
Yeah. So it's still a couple of patches. Breaking in a couple of patches. Hopefully they balance out the damage. Take certain loops like the blade loop away, which they will take away because they took away Star Wars loop during the beta. So Blade's loop is going away. So do stuff like that, and I think the game will be fine.
Open it.
But I truly think Arc System should consider nerfing easy damage routing and nerfing auto combo damage across the board. You can keep the standard damage for people actually routing their combos, but they need to tweak it in a way where it's not as easy to get this stuff done. So little fucking Tanya fucking
Turner.
Rocket League, little Tanya Rocket League can fucking play the game, understand that, wow, that guy's doing cool stuff and doing so much damage.
Why can I do that?
Maybe, well, why can I do that? Why do mine look like shit? And it'll probably persuade them to go into the lab and look deeper into your game. But I know that's not what they want to do, so that's fair.
No,
so,
they want to sit there and release one DLC character every 4 years.
We're not even there yet. Stop it. We're not even there. Settle down. Ultimately, I think the combo system is a net positive for the game.
It's a net positive, but it's still just like everything else in the game, too restrictive and underthought.
Yeah. It does everything it needs to do. Now, my last point regarding the combo system is that I like the combo system. I think all the nuance and all the depth shouldn't go to the combo system. Once again, like we go back to the block strings and the offense versus defense, we go back to that, and that nuance needs to be taken a little bit from the combo system and given there. Give the defensive player something to do. Give them options to weigh. Give the offender, make offense not super easy, but you can make it less like repetitive.
The game is not designed for you to be the game is not designed for complicated offense.
Look, agree or disagree. If they took away a little bit from
Disagree.
Look, all right. No. Look,
Don't you talk about me that way.
nobody's gonna get that reference. Don't even start doing Review Tech USA references. What the fuck is your problem? Don't you talk to me like that, you son of a bitch. But nobody's gonna get that.
You get this. Pronouns.
Bro-
Go ahead.
Nobody's gonna get these references. So anyway, right? Or I could be like Asmongold, like the borders need to be defended with deadly force. Oh, we're gonna get banned. Too bad nobody watches our videos, so that's good. I think if they take, let's say, 15% of the depth the combo system has and bring it over to just the expression of offense versus defense, the game would be a lot better. Agree or disagree?
It would be better, but you know what? Fuck that offense defense. Just put it all in neutral. Put it all in neutral. Give characters more opportunities to break people open. That's all you need. So many characters. This game would feel so much better if just the neutral felt more dynamic. But right now it's just you press some buttons on somebody, you either get them in a combo, and you recycle the neutral. You recycle. It's spin cycle offense. It's the entire game is spin cycle. It's the same situation over and over. Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8. It's the same situation over and over and over. It's just spin cycle offense.
So I guess to wrap it up, because I think we got what we wanted to say about the core aspects of the game. To wrap it up, you just want to rapid fire some pros and cons somewhere?
Yeah, why
Okay,
not?
all right. So I'll start off. I quite like the trial system in this game. You know, the combo guide tutorial thingy.
Yeah, I never did one yet.
So yeah, I think on top, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, where the game has a fairly okay tutorial system, and then they expand on that with teaching you about the character and other stuff. But what I like, especially about it, is that it has that Persona trial mode segment.
You gotta like do the damage and all that shit.
So it's like, here's your starter, deal this much damage, and they leave you with limited resources, like hard locked resources, and it's kind of like a puzzle solving thing. And I think that goes a long way to teaching players that they can do more with the system and more with the character.
It may not be rewarded, but it's there.
Yeah, so I like that. That's a really good thing. You got anything?
Story mode, I heard it was pretty good. I haven't played it yet because obviously I'm more focused on the
Gameplay.
hour and a half or so he's bitching about the gameplay.
I thought we were balanced. I thought we said good and bad stuff about the game.
But yeah, I heard the story mode is pretty good. Ironically, the only person I heard it from is Dark Side Phil. So take that for a grain of salt. He's just trying to. I heard it was pretty good, and you get a character at the end, so that's cool.
Yeah, you get champion. One thing I don't like about Tōkon is the way assists work, where they either come out on hit, they don't come out during moves, right? And I
So
feel
it's either on neutral or on hit.
neutral or on hit or defense. If they block or it doesn't matter. As long as it makes contact, you can call it an assist. But while you're doing the attack itself, like on our startup or something like that, nothing comes out. That's annoying. I think that's limiting. I don't like that idea. I think they should free that up where you can call assist whenever you want to. Of course, because I don't see what's the point of limiting where you can call assist when using assist in a combo already takes a resource. The add on to that, I don't think I said this earlier. To add on to that, I don't like the assist cooldown. Assist cooldowns are way too fucking fast.
You mean
Way too fucking fast.
Maybe not for how people complain that the game is slow now.
No. The games, I'm okay with the game speed.
I'm okay with the game speed.
I'm
Yeah,
largely
a lot of
okay
people
with it.
saying it's slow for some reason.
I get it, and that's because they're comparing it to past like games, and that's fine. Tōkon can do its own thing. You can disagree with some of the stuff that it does. That's
it's not
fine.
like an NRS game type of slow.
Yeah, it's not like NRS slow. It's
when they're like deliberately slow.
it's about the speed of Strive. I think it's about as fast.
It might
as
be a
Strive.
bit faster.
Might be a little faster than Strive. Well, definitely since air dashing isn't retarded. I don't think it's any slower than what Strive they offered in Strive. But the assist cooldown I think is a little fast. I think give us a moment, give us some breathing room between calling and assist. I don't care if it's on. Well, maybe if you use the resource, if you use the symbol meter.
Well, they can't do that actually.
Why?
Because characters don't have much to do in neutral. So if you do that, then there's going to be like a lot of characters flailing around more than they do now.
I guess.
So you kind of need that for the pacing.
I mean, you can argue that. That's fair. I can see that. I personally don't like it, and that's all. At the end of the day, it's just what I personally don't like, and I just don't like that it's constant. Like every 40 seconds, some assholes jumping in and doing something. Not because it hurts me or anything, but I just think it makes the game look really spazzy and really sloppy.
Another thing I don't like is
I'm sorry. One more thing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's like constant. It's visual noise.
Yeah.
It's constantly, okay, here I go. Here I go. Eat this. And it's constantly like, it's over. Like, it's like, there's no moment. At least when it's Marvel, at least you know they have to manage the cooldowns. So the match has a natural flow to it. In Tōkon, it just feels like really twitchy, and anybody can just come in and do whatever they want at any given time. But go ahead.
Another thing I don't like, and is really petty, is the text-to-speech.
That's Sony. That's not Art's fault.
It pissed me off so much. Pick your character. This download is 96 minutes. Shut the fuck up.
You did say it's petty, but that's not Art's thing. That's Sony. What are you talking about?
I just don't like it. Oh, it's for people who can't see. If you can't see, why are you playing it?
Don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
Understand what I'm saying. I can understand having limited vision.
That's who it's for. I don't think it's for blind people.
Well,
Who the fuck? I mean, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who the fuck is playing a fighting game blind?
I see somebody playing game with their eyebrows.
Who?
And Broly legs. It's some dude on I see him on Facebook.
His eyebrows.
Yeah, like his breath in his eyebrows, his tongue, his lip and shit.
Stop it.
I can look it up.
Is he handicapped?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what? He don't got any arms or legs or something?
No, his arms and legs don't work. I don't know how you put the game in.
Playing with his eyebrows.
It's like he uses his mouth and his tongue, like Broly legs kind of.
No, well, yeah, but I don't see how you can use your breath. Is it like a special controller?
I don't think he's using his breath. I think he's using his lips.
What are you talking about?
I think he uses like his lips and his tongue and his eyebrows.
his breath.
Well, I'm able-bodied. I don't know how it works.
I'm not.
What I'm trying to say is it's impressive.
I know you just threw me off because you was like his eyebrows and his breath.
I don't get how a man uses his breath and his eyebrows and still a better game than Phil.
The input buffer in his dog shit.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely terrible.
I don't know if it's like the game adapting like PS4 lag or on PS5 lag or the way like just the actual input interpreter works. But multiple times it felt like my motion input was rejected for auto combos.
I get that a lot too. You really have to pay attention to what you're doing.
It's super weird. I don't like that. It's silly. I don't understand why that's a thing. Please fix that. That's stupid.
Another thing I don't like is the DLC practices so far.
Oh yeah. You alluded to this.
I don't like, what is it? Phoenix Force Cyclops.
Yeah, Phoenix Force Cyclops.
So, who just said it's 4 characters a year?
Yeah, it's going to be 4 characters a year, and I think like 3 or 4 stages a year as well.
So let me get this right. In the game where characters essentially play the same, when the game where characters essentially fill out the same role, you're going to come out with 1 character every couple of months.
Well, that's the thing. Street Fighter 6 poisoned the well for everybody. Now that Street Fighter 6 gets away with its bland gameplay and its bad DLC practices, every company that puts good graphics in their game think they can get away with, bad business practices.
So how about this instead? Since characters are, and I know not essentially, but since characters are easy to design, okay, they're not asking for much. Since characters are easy to design and they're built around niches instead of nuances, right? How about you come out with 4 characters the first half of the year and another 4 characters the second half of the year? 2 teams. You get 2 teams a year.
But why do that when they can drag it up?
I don't know.
See, you're ignorant because you don't know about Tōkon's 10-year plan. See, that's all. You don't know. I'm privy to it. I'm hip.
Oh, you mean like the best Street Fighter game ever, Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, like the best Street Fighter game ever, Street Fighter 6. That has no problems at all, and it's perfect. But yeah, Street Fighter 6 proved that if you just cater to the casuals enough, the casuals don't really care what they're buying, or they don't really care how they're being presented DLC or how they're taken advantage of. As long as they can play the game they want to play, they'll buy anything and do anything. It's essentially just they're trying. Street Fighter 6 fostered Pokemon fans, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. They'll buy your slop.
Generational retards.
Yeah, generational. Yeah, that's all. It's just that's the way it works now. This is really dumb for a game that's already with a small roster as is.
In the way they play.
For a tag game, it's a really small roster. It didn't really bother me much since I think the characters are unique enough, all things considered. But still, it's still a small fucking roster. So 1 character, like fucking 4 characters a year, months apart from one another.
So technically it's 1 team a year.
1 team a year, which is dumb.
Which I think, by the way the characters are designed, it should have been at least
2 to 4 characters a year. I mean, a half year.
2 characters, 4 characters every half year.
Which is funny because City of the Wolves have much more involved characters, and sure, they're probably in various states of finished, and this is why they can get away with the monthly releases. But they're doing it.
Okay, but nobody. If they have the idea of who the team's going to be, and they got most likely they have a big team working on this game. If they have an idea of what the team's going to be, nothing's stopping them since the characters are so templated. Nothing is stopping them from just creating 4 characters at once.
I don't know what goes around. I just think they seen an opportunity. They seen what Street Fighter 6 does. Street Fighter 6 gets to get away with a lot of nonsense because of the IP name.
Hey, Yasume patch though.
Yeah, that changed the game forever. Oh man, they said it couldn't be done.
And it's sad, I do want to play that character. But
she's just fucking Ibuki.
She cool though.
She's Ibuki and Mai. Oh, Mai. She's nothing like Mai. Mai is a fireball character that uses enhanced fireballs to create pressure situations. Yasume or Yase, whatever her name is the exact same thing, except she trades basic fans
for smoke normals
for Ibuki's V Trigger 2. Good job.
And smoke normals.
And smoke. She's a bad version of Smoke from MK1. There you go. You want to say interested in something right? They did this concept better.
You want to grade this game?
Yeah, let's go away because we're losing our mind now. One last thing I want to bring up, and I forgot I meant to say this earlier. Mobility across the board is pretty boring.
Yeah, it's just basic air dashing.
It's basic air dashing, and that's it. Nobody really has a unique way of getting around. There's flight in the game, but it's not nearly as dynamic as something like Marvel 3. It's just there. It's just kind of boring. They should add more characters with unique movement options.
So the 3 games this year, other than City of the Wolves, the 3 games this year was Avatar, Invincible, and Tōkon.
Well, of course not City of the Wolves. City of the Wolves isn't a new release.
I know.
Go ahead.
But I think looking at these 3 games and what we scored them, I think giving this game a 7.5, a 7, maybe 7.5.
7.5 seems fair. 7.5
is fair. I think it should be in between. Because we gave Invincible a 6.5.
I believe.
Well, it was a 6 definitely.
It was definitely around the 6 region.
We gave Invincible that because the gameplay was super flawed. It was broken.
It wasn't polished.
It wasn't polished. It didn't have any game modes. And
It had an identity crisis.
It had an identity crisis, and the only good characters like 3 characters, and it was just repetitive. The patches took way too long. The developers took way too long on everything, and it just killed interest in the game super fast.
Yeah.
Avatar, on the other hand, is the opposite of Invincible.
Still has all the single player issues.
It has single player issues, despite it does have a better single player mode than Invincible.
Has a couple of better single player modes.
Okay, it does have. I know Invincible's flashy, but it's like it's a video game. You gotta play it. I'm not watching a movie.
Yeah.
So Avatar at least have an interactive single player mode.
Yeah.
And his gameplay is completely great. It was fully realized. Some bugs, nothing soul crushing. It was completely realized.
It wasn't Invincible Versus.
It wasn't Invincible Versus.
It's like slightly, like we ran into like some slight hiccups, like a character wouldn't turn the right way. Some things you will find typically in
the first version of the
any
game.
well-polished game that just came out.
Tōkon, on the other hand, despite its gameplay in general being vanilla, like there's nothing worth it in the game.
Yeah.
Right now, they can change it. But I think its benefit is not as bad and broken as Invincible.
But it's nowhere near as interesting as Avatar.
Nowhere near Avatar.
It's nowhere near as interestingly designed. The only reason it even gets close to an 8
It's because of the gameplay.
is because if we're putting the PC version and shit aside, we're talking about the game itself. It's a complete game.
It's a complete game.
I just think the gameplay isn't. This is a fighting game channel, so I don't think the gameplay is enough to put it over Avatar. And most of our score is dictated by the core game.
Mind you, if the game had better gameplay than it had now, and these single player modes, it would have got higher than Avatar.
Yeah, like a 9, 10 probably.
It would have got higher than
Despite
Avatar.
how we feel, if everything was executed well, I wouldn't have
The
an issue with
gameplay,
it.
I'm not looking for perfect gameplay, but
The hand-holdy bullshit.
The hand-holdy bullshit.
The washiness of the
repetitiveness of the way the characters are designed.
the overall just wishy-washy nature of just the concept of the game. And this is the thing. I don't think Tōkon is a bad game.
No, it's far from. The game, we've been saying this for a while, from our first review,
As far
the game improved.
as far as TCB's relationship with Tōkon, it came a long way.
positive.
It came a long way. I don't think the game is ass. I won't sit here and say the game is ass. I might joke every once in a while, call the game ass, but I don't think the game is bad. It's not bad. I even think it's fairly above average when it comes to modern fighting games because it attempts to have a genuine skill set. It attempts a couple of things that some modern games don't even bother with anymore if it's a big enough IP behind the name. So, it's fine. It's just the biggest nothing burger of a game because it doesn't have an identity. Outside of visuals, it does not have a core gameplay identity. I would say it's a 4v4, but once again, I mean, yeah, visually it's 4v4, but that doesn't really add anything to the gameplay.
Every aspect of the game that we could talk about and that we did talk about, some aspect of that game was poorly handled.
Yeah.
And I just can't. I can say it's better than Invincible.
It's a fun game.
It's a fun game. I can play it. I won't pick it out of
once
bed.
Once again, I don't want people to say, oh, you're calling the game bad or ass. No, this is just how we interpreted the gameplay. I'm not saying that anything we said here is 100% facts, but this is the game we played for the last
I mean, a lot of it is.
I mean, yeah, but this is the game we played for the last 4 or 5 days. So I lost count. When it come out, Thursday, whatever, 4 days. So this is the game that we played, and this is our interpretation of it. It doesn't have to be something you agree with.
It got the same time Avatar got.
But you know, it's you know what it's
got a
going
week.
You know, it's going to be the thing. It's going to be the whole. Well, it's a little like Avatar. I mean, it's a little like Invincible. Invincible is so close to the beta version that came out that we didn't really need a whole lot of time to digest the game since we already played it. Same thing with Tōkon. Tōkon came out and it's almost not almost. It's exactly the same since the beta. So we can come up with a video fairly fast because we already played the game.
We already broke down the gameplay.
Yeah. So
nothing changed.
7.5 out of 10. I think that's an absolutely fair score for it. It's right in the middle of these games we've been reviewing. And I hope people can understand. I know it's a long video and I know a lot of people are going to read whatever clickbait title I put on it. Not clickbait, but whatever, evocative title I put on it. And they're going to just take it for that face value and say, you're an unk, you're wrong, you're stupid, you're a slur, it's a skill issue. I can keep going on and on with this. But I think, hopefully, as an audience, the people who've been following our videos and these reviews, I like to think that we've been fairly honest, not fairly, we've been completely honest with everything that we said. I hope we can earn your trust enough that you can trust us to say that what we are saying isn't out of malice or any kind of bias.
You should be able to come to us when it comes down to these fighting games.
That's the way I feel.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing we do best.
We're not here to say don't buy more with Tōkon. I say don't buy the PC version. I don't
Don't
think
buy a PC version. No,
I don't think the risk of having it not work is worth it. We got lucky. We got absolutely lucky, and that's only because we knew ahead of time because of the beta. So I don't recommend the PC version. Actually, I wouldn't recommend at all picking it up until they fix the PC version. I know, yeah, like usually this isn't our cup of tea that we will pick up a game with a bad version, an intentionally bad version, what it feels like. But I asked our community, our small community, and they really wanted us to take a look at Tōkon. So that's what we did.
Oh yeah, we took a hell of a look at it, didn't we?
Yeah, so never bother me again. never bother me with this modern game bullshit. Sure, I don't think Tōkon's ass, but now I got a PC version of a game that can explode at any moment. It could die. I can put it on right now, and it's terrible to play.
Marvel Tōkon.
Heart and soul. So yeah, I hope this is more of a video towards our community. I know a lot of people aren't going to watch this. This is probably going to be one of the longest videos we've ever made. So a lot of people aren't going to watch it, and that's fine.
The thing is, I'm going to say this in the beginning too, probably, but this is a fighting game channel. Don't click on the video and be shocked that we got a long video talking about a fighting game. We're not just using it for content. We actually care about what's happening. We're not going to go through the generic YouTube fucking cycle as, oh, this fighting game, oh, here's easy, here's hard, here's a tier list, and just push on. We actually care about the game. We want Tōkon to be good, and it is, thank God.
It's okay.
It's solid.
It's just bland. It's bland. It has a potential to be better.
You're not going to get the regular content mail here. That's the problem.
So I hope you enjoy that.
Long ass video.
I'll timestamp this bitch the best I can. We've been over the place for a couple of areas, but I'll timestamp it the best I can. Hopefully you guys were entertained by it. We try not to be too deppy with the gameplay. Of course, somebody who doesn't exactly know everything that we're talking about.
Say we were too dappy.
Yeah, we try to make it easier to follow than most of our videos. So hopefully that came across. Hell, you know what? Fine. If it's another game you want us to look at in a similar fashion, let us know in the comments. We'll see what we can do. It could be any game at this point. Just let us know and we'll take a look at it, okay? Yeah. This can be like a constant thing on the channel. If you want us to look at some indie game, fighting game, then we'll take a look at it. Just let us know in the comments and we'll give you a similar, and you'll give us a thing. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, let's do all that because we usually don't do that now. But we're over 1,000 now. We're grown men. Hold your razor up and say, subscribe to the Team Crossbody channel.
I am a man.
Subscribe to the Team Crossbody channel. We have a good backlog. I think the videos are in a good spot. I think you guys can watch it. Also, go over to Nostalgia Tards. It's a slower burn channel, but I think we make more experimental content, and I think we make good videos there too that aren't exactly, if fighting games aren't exactly your complete thing. Team Crossbody is all over the place.
Like a virus.
Oh shit! Members. We started the members program. You can get in for $1.
That's a bit slow burn right now because we're trying to figure out what we want to do.
Yeah, that's a bit slow burn. We have 2 tiers. We have the Scrub Lords tier and we have the TCB Faithful tier. One's I think $6, one's $1. If you want to join, we're going to be adding content. Even at the lowest level, you'll still be getting exclusive content, but some content will be gate kept on the TCB Faithful thing. Join the Discord. We have conversations there. We have fun, whatever. Like, you know, all the standard stuff YouTubers do. We're not forcing you to do anything. We're not your parents. We'll see you next time.
See you.
On the run back.
Team Crossbody. All right.